Welcome, Fansplash fans, to part 2 of Journey to Infinity War. Hulk smash!
So did Incredible Hulk come out the same year as Iron Man?
It did come out the same year, 2008,
Okay.
as Whale.
As Will.
Whale.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What?
Edward Norton stars as the Incredible Hulk that doesn't look like him.
It wasn't Eric Bana?
No.
That was my favorite.
Really? You like the Ang Lee Hulk? That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yep, it's
But that Velvet
Nolte.
Revolver soundtrack. Set me free, set me free. That's probably the best thing that came out of that movie.
well, just
Anyway.
like Daredevil and Evanescence. All right.
Yeah, we're talking. That's a great point. We're talking about the Incredible Hulk, the launch of this giant green thing that has always been famous, but I never really cared about the Hulk. I didn't like the Hulk.
He's really hard to market.
But he had always been marketed. If you look back, there's obviously the Lou Ferrigno Bill Bixby. Is that
Yes.
was it?
Wow.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno, Bill Bixby series. There's the Ang Lee film. There's always been Hulk. I used to have Hulk comics. Those were the only comic books I had, and She-Hulk. So I mean, he's always been something that Marvel has tried to market, or at least Hollywood has.
Well, it's the classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde scenario.
Right.
It's a tale as old as time. So, staying on point with the Hulk.
Edward Norton. I haven't seen this film, so what do you think of Edward Norton's performance? Obviously, he's somewhat of a, renowned actor for his acting skills, not necessarily his attitude.
All right, here we go. I will culminate a little bit of what we were talking about prior to the recording of this. Mark Ruffalo is definitely the better choice for this character. You can argue and debate who is the better actor, that's fine, but Edward Norton was not a likable Bruce Banner. There was nothing that really drew you into the character. There wasn't a sense of vulnerability. And then to completely detract from anything that you could feel for him, the movie really revolves around his relationship with Betty Ross, Liv Tyler, who is awful in the movie. She's terrible, and there's no chemistry, but they're trying to force it, and it's like putting a square in a circle hole the entire film, and it's so distracting. The few times we actually get full performances of the Hulk, it's entertaining, except for you don't see Edward Norton in the scene anymore.
Right.
Like when we see Hulk in Marvel currently, it's Mark Ruffalo. We see his face in the Hulk, and it's continuing his performance.
Right.
Edward Norton's performance stops at Bruce Banner, and I think that is really disappointing.
And I find that interesting. I think Mark Ruffalo's facial structure is easier to mesh with the Hulk. I think Edward Norton is a more particular looking person, and that's probably why they went with the angle of trying to just make Hulk look like Hulk.
Right.
But I get what you're saying. Like there's an obvious separation there. Yeah.
And we were already starting villain-wise with a problem that a lot of people have with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is the villains being carbon copies of the heroes. We had Ironmonger in Iron Man. We have the Abomination in Hulk. And people want to see things that cause the heroes to think outside the box to fight their villains. Like you have Superman versus Lex Luthor. They're not equals.
Right.
Something along those lines. So the end fight was just a giant Transformers-esque CGI smashing together.
Right.
And it left a lot to be desired. And that's kind of what you can say about this entire movie, is it left a lot to be desired. Obviously, not worse than Ang Lee's Hulk.
Right.
But not something you want to go back and revisit over and over again.
I'll have to watch it, eventually, obviously. But, it's got that separation with Mark Ruffalo being the new Hulk. You get a better introduction to him in the Avengers, from what I'm told. So I don't know. But I understand what you're saying. That's obviously the first hiccup in the MCU is it's not perfect.
It's not perfect. The thing is, you had Iron Man, which was great, and Incredible Hulk. I've rewatched it several times now. It's fine.
Right.
It's not great. It's not horrible. I will say
it's appealing to me. I want to watch it.
It's not the worst in the franchise. I still have opinions on what the worst would be, and we will get to it obviously in this rundown of movies.
Sure.
But It's entertaining enough, and there is some subtle references to it.
Oh,
And William Hurt as General Ross. That's all I'll say. That's reason for ticket admission
and
right there.
he reprises his role in
Civil
Civil
War.
War.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
So there's the other tie to the tying Incredible Hulk to Infinity War.
There's that, and then they reference him destroying Harlem in the Avengers.
That's right.
Also, last thing, and then I'm done with Hulk. But the reason that Hulk was created, or he became Hulk, is they were experimenting with gamma radiation to try to recreate the super soldier serum.
Right. Okay.
They hadn't even done Captain America yet, and they were already getting ready to do Captain America. Bam.
Smart thinking.
All right, guys. Well, tune in next time. Thank you for joining us for our Incredible Hulk review and recap, and we will be soon approaching Iron Man 2.
All right.